Hello and welcome back to the channel. We have a championship match for you here today. So this is the finals of the in-team tournament we had for our 18 plus 4-0 team over this last summer and fall. So been kind of a while for me to get these videos out. I know I've slowed down quite a bit, but finally got here. There were a few other matches I wanted to show on the channel, but had issues with getting the video and things like that. So unfortunately, there was at least one or two pretty good matches. Wasn't able to get on the channel, but tried to get some, and this is the finals. So again, this tournament started off, I think, with 12 players. We had two groups of 6, and they all played each other. Then the top 2 seeds played out in a mini tournament from each side, and this is the end of it. So we have Jackson, who we've seen many times on the channel, who's beat me at singles quite a bit. And then we've seen Mike. Mike's been on the channel a few times. I did play him in my bracket of the in-team singles tournament, and he's the one that beat me 6-0, 6-0. So kind of makes sense for him to be in the finals here. So we have definitely 2 players that Jackson is definitely a singles player on our team. He prefers to play singles, and he plays a lot of singles. And then Mike, who's been kind of a utility player. He typically plays our 1 double spot, but he will occasionally play singles when needed. So we'll see that they have very similar styles. They're both kind of very consistent players that have the ability to really go for shots, but don't necessarily do that. They typically kind of just play the percentages and try to wear the other opponent out. So we'll see how that plays out in this match, and I will see you at the end. All right, welcome into the video here. So we have Mike serving in the far court and Jackson returning in the near court. So again, this is the championship. This is the culmination of the 12-person tournament that we had. Kind of a round robin situation, and then the top 4 battled it out, and we had the 3rd place match actually being played on the opposite end of these courts at the same time. And then we have Jackson and Mike here in the championship. So this match, again, these two I think are very similarly structured players in regards to how they play their singles game. Both, I think, prefer their forehand. A lot of margin on it, especially Jackson has a lot of topspin and a lot of curve to the ball. Mike does also, but I think his has a little bit more plow through on his typical shot. Both have, I think, pretty solid enough backhands, but I know they would prefer not to hit those. Each of them will do a little bit of work to get to the net, but they're not overly aggressive to get to the net when they're playing singles. But both also have the ability to really uncork on their forehand specifically and hit a very heavy shot. But they don't really do that very frequently. They just kind of keep it more safe and try to wear the other player out, I would say, for the most part. But they will take their shots, and they will go for winners when they need to. If I'm trying to remember this day, obviously it looks very sunny out. I don't believe it was super warm, if I recall, and everybody who was there could comment below and tell me if I was mistaken. I think there may have been some wind, but I don't think it was anything crazy. So I think the overall elements weren't too bad for tennis, so I don't necessarily think that really impacted the play that much. Except obviously the sun is kind of a problem, and it'll be kind of fun if you watch the progression of this match, watch the shadow on the court. And I know that always makes it kind of difficult, so we'll point that out, especially once the shadow kind of gets halfway through the court. But yeah, as you can see here up in the corner for the scoring, it doesn't have the typical Swing Vision score. Yeah, the scoring got all super wonky, but I definitely wanted to save this video. I didn't want to not post this one because there have been some that I haven't posted just because the scoring is way off, and it does take some time and effort to kind of put in a manual scorecard there, but I definitely wanted to save this match and have appropriate scoring and make this one out there, because we do want to have this tournament going on more consistently, and it'd be nice to have the championship match posted for each year. So want to try to start this tradition now and keep it going moving forward. But yeah, we can see 1-1, so definitely, an even matchup so far. We're seeing decent rallies and a lot of forehand to forehand. I think we're seeing quite a bit of that, as again they both favor those. But and as I said, Mike starts attacking a backhand and kind of gets a nice error off of that. So, am I really watching, or am I just talking over this? I guess we'll never know, or you'll never know. But Mike going in with a rare forehand miss. Yeah, you don't see that very often, especially a pretty routine forehand for either of them. They're both so consistent, very consistent players. That's basically what is the word that best describes, I think, both of them. Again, Mike more plays doubles, but just a solid all-around player. And Jackson, very much he calls himself an outdoor specialist, so he loves playing outdoors and loves playing singles. So this is kind of really in his wheelhouse, this whole tournament, because primarily it's been all played outdoors over the end of summer and early fall. But yeah, let's see how this match plays out for a little bit. And obviously I wasn't in the match, I wasn't playing, so I can't really tell you their headspace or things like that. But I can chime in to tell you about what I'm seeing and kind of what I know about the players and what I can tell you from there. So let's watch some of this match play, and I will chime in here or there.
Oh, deep. No, just wide. No. Good serve.
All right, so that was a huge game early on in this match. Mike getting the first break of the match, and it's so critical, especially if you can early, mid first set, to really set yourself apart and get that break, because it just puts so much scoreboard pressure, especially at this point, because now if Mike holds, he's just one game away from this set. And for me, I'm obviously, the name of the channel is Headcase Tennis, so I'm analyzing and overanalyzing everything as I'm playing, and just kind of being in this particular spot down 2-4, it's how critical it is to make it to 3-4 and get back into it from Jackson's perspective. It's just huge. So Mike has put himself in a very good spot and already up 40-love. Throwing in a serve and volley here. I probably would have gone to the forehand there, but it really doesn't matter because Mike gets the overhead winner and takes it up 5-2. So this is massive. Again, there's so much pressure now on Jackson to just can't make a mistake, can't miss if you want to make anything of this first set. And it's always a struggle coming down from a set, so you don't want to put yourself in that kind of spot either. I know I don't think Jackson or Mike really get rattled by things like that. At least talking to them, I haven't really gotten a sense of them kind of over analyzing things and really getting stuck in that mode. But with how, I'm not going to say this match is important in the fact that it's for the championship, because it's just an in-team thing, but I think everybody took pride in kind of wanting to do well in this tournament, so I would say there's probably some pressure to really perform and being the inaugural champion of this particular tournament. So I'd like to think that Jackson's kind of right now in this spot saying, I need to really do a lot more to really dig myself back into this match, so I have a chance, if not just to say I'm going to win. And then he got the hold there. So putting himself back into this match and wanting to bring the fight to Mike. And I know Mike is just I'm one game away. Let's just take care of business here on my serve and let's take it into the second set. So they're both battling, both fighting very well in this match. And as you can see, kind of going forehand to forehand, both weapon to weapon. And I think we're seeing quite a decent bit of that. This is a pretty good point. Jackson throwing in a nice little drop shot there and getting the overhead put away. That's one thing we don't see quite a bit in this match from what I recall, at least so far in the match, is we're not seeing a lot of people up at the net. Mike threw in a few serve and volleys there, but it's a lot of grinding at the baseline, and that's kind of what I expected from the match. Both of them really like to grind it out, and even at doubles, if they're playing doubles, they typically avoid coming to the net for the most part. And so let's see if Mike can pull this out on his serve, or what if Jackson can make a stand here. All right, well, Jackson was able to get up to 4 games there and kind of make it a set, but Mike ends with the break there and makes it a 6-4 first set victory for him. Victory in the first set. That's kind of a inappropriate term to use there, but not victory for the match yet. So did I accidentally spoil the end of this match? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But all right, so that's always a huge thing, ending with a break there. So then Mike gets to start off with the advantage of the serve and kind of being able to lead out here in the second set, especially after winning the first set. And another serve and volley for Mike, and Jackson puts in a tricky shot there that gets Mike to draw the error there. So yeah, that was a nice tricky shot by Jackson there. But yeah, kind of looking back on this, kind of surprised to see how many times Mike throws in the serve and volley and things like that. I don't see that in his doubles game at all. So kind of interesting to see that he's busting it out here, especially in the championship match, because he didn't have to do that when he played me at singles. It was just he wiped the floor with me. I was definitely not playing well, and he was playing well. So Jackson starting off with the break, and as I talked about in that first set, so critical and like just like kind of psychologically, Jackson really bringing it to Mike. He just got broke to lose the set, and now broke back immediately to start off leading the set. And now he has a great chance here to really just take the lead here in the second set. And at this point, they would just play a 10-point tiebreak. I don't think they were in it to play. I don't remember if we had time restraints or just how it was, but I think they did agree on a 10-point tiebreak. I don't think they were going to play a full third if it went to a third. So we didn't necessarily set any requirements for it. I mean, it would be fun to play it out best 3 out of 5, make it huge and epic, but not all of us have that kind of time. So all right, Mike battling here and doing what he can to try to get that break back, but makes it 30-all here in the second set on Jackson's serve. All right, yeah. So Jackson, again, is a very, very nifty player in regards to the fact that he can play with the levels. Like, he will drop very heavy balls at the back of the line that have a lot of topspin, like right there. But then he'll throw in a drop shot and throw in an angle, and he always just like makes you second guess things. So that's a very good skill to have, especially at our level of singles. So I think he, at least for me, is a difficult person to play against because he's able just to play with the depth of the court very well. And he does play around with it, whether he's doing it intentionally, mishitting, or both. He is very good at doing that. So I think we just saw that kind of on display that last service game, and Jackson coming up with the 2-0 lead here and attacking the net. Mike trying to scramble but not able to get to that last one, so paying dividends to get at the net for Jackson there. Mike coming in with another serve and volley and getting the dribble winner. So I think Jackson had a few of them in the match, so I think Mike will definitely take his if he can get it. So all right, let's keep on watching this battle and see if Mike can dig his way back into this second set. All right, so Jackson's up 3-2 here, serving it. And yeah, so far it's been very competitive here again in the second set. Nobody's blowing the other person out of the water with their service games. So that's always kind of a challenge, I think, when you're not able to like cleanly win your service games and, you know, make it a little bit easier on you. You know, you're just in it for a battle the entire time. And that's, you know, great to see, especially in this finals here. So you definitely want to see two players really battle it out and see what necessarily they can do. And I think we're definitely seeing that here. Not seeing, I think, too many like quick errors. Obviously a lot of points end just in errors because that's what typically happens, but it's after a decent battle, and that's kind of what you just hope for in this kind of match. And no, I think it's been very entertaining so far. And I think, you know, after talking to them after the match, I think I forgot if I mentioned this already, but they didn't feel like they necessarily played their best overall tennis.
So bad.
I think on this day in general, but so far what I'm seeing is, you know, they're kind of taking what each other's giving them and really battling it out and really fighting for points, and that's all you can really hope for.
No. Great serve. Get ready. Come on. No. No.
Come on.
All right, and in very quick fashion, Jackson rattles off many games in a row and wins the second set 6-2. So, all right, we're going to a 10-point tiebreak here. So let's see these two battle it out and who will be crowned the champion of the inaugural singles tournament for the Lassa Walker 18 plus 4-0 team. All right, hope you enjoy, and I'll see you at the end.
Oh, what am I doing? Oh my God. Come on!
All right, so what a match. So fitting that it went to a third set tiebreak. So that was really good to see. It was good to see Jackson kind of battle back there in the second set and kind of, make it a match to culminate for that 10-pointer. And then it got really, really close there. You thought Jackson was going to take it at the beginning, but then Mike comes storming back, and then it was just a battle back and forth till the end there. So definitely, a really good match. Post-match, I know they both said they didn't feel like they played their best tennis, but I mean, if I remember the conditions of the day, I don't remember it being extraordinarily hot, but maybe there was some wind and kind of things like that. And, playing outdoors, you have that variability with the conditions and things like that. And I think overall they just said they felt like they didn't play their best, but I thought they played pretty well, and I thought it was a pretty good match. So kind of cool to see the results of that, because I was there, I was playing on another court, and then you saw at the end some of us were on the court right next to them checking out the final, at least the 10-point tiebreak. So that was pretty cool to see. All right, well, there's our championship. We have our champion, Jackson. So how this works is what we set up is that any player on the team that wins 5 consecutive USTA matches could challenge for the title. And that would be an ongoing thing until we'll have a tournament every summer to crown potentially a new champion or just put the championship up for grabs. And yes, we did get a physical championship belt. We'll see if I can throw some images in here at the end so you can check it out. But yeah, it was just a lot of fun and a good way to kind of get the team keep on playing kind of during the off season after the summer session and in between the summer and winter fall sessions. And I thought it helped a lot of people's games. It really got them playing a lot more singles. A lot of players that typically don't play a lot of singles. I know it helped out my game quite a bit. I was able to kind of help retool my forehand and kind of get that to a decent spot where I'm feeling pretty comfortable with that now. But all right, so yeah, this is the first post of 2026. So Happy New Year, everyone. Hopefully you had a great and safe New Year's and holidays in general. So kind of, forecasting for the channel. Hopefully just kind of keep up, at least doing once a week, if not back to doing more. We'll just see what kind of my life and schedule looks like. I want to try to keep up on it and, maybe do some additional different types of content too. So I'd really appreciate it if you like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. But kind of tell me in the comments or whatever, if you know me just let me know directly kind of what you'd like to see with the channel. Would you like to see anything different? Would you like to see anything technically different with it, kind of the way I'm doing it? I'm kind of doing a very bare bones setup, so might have the opportunity to kind of up the production or things like that. Or are people comfortable with just this? So yeah, let me know in the comments. Really appreciate it. And thank you again for watching. And thank you again, kind of got through, I know I didn't start at the beginning of the year, but first year, 2025, doing this, kind of wanted to have fun, get my tennis out there, talk to people. So I've had a lot of fun doing this. So hopefully you've enjoyed watching some of it, at least, those of you who do watch some of the videos. Really appreciate it. Well, thank you again. And remember, just get out there and play tennis.